everything from Go Gamecocks signs to actual fans, which somebody was pretty smart to bring along today.
A lot of folks taking in some rays here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Columbia. Last regular season game for the #1 ranked Gamecocks, and leading off the inning will be the catcher Brandon Pack.
As you look at Devon Nicholson entering his 5th inning of work, 5 2/3 innings, his longest stint of the season to this point, came twice against both Auburn and Alabama earlier in the Southeastern Conference season, both of those in relief.
Brandon Pack's had a good day so far. Just about like every day he has. Swung on, fouled out of play. He'll be 0-1. Over the fence into a palmetto tree.
He got quite a bit of that foul ball.
And again, his family's here. His mom and dad from Salt Lake City, Utah. They get to listen to all the games on the internet, being so far away, and that's as you do radio and I do as well. That's something that's been very big for a whole lot of folks that have their youngsters far away from them. They can listen to the ball game just about anywhere.
Tennessee, I believe, with 5 players from California, so it comes in very handy for them.
1-1 is the count. Pack opens up the inning. A Gamecock 5th and pops her up. Stevie Daniel says, "I got it." He'll drift back, make the catch. That one almost got away from him. 1 down.
That was a tougher chance than it looked like. That wind is starting to freshen a little bit, as you mentioned before. You're talking about the internet. Had a situation earlier this year where apparently on the broadcast on the Vol Network, I had mentioned that Chris Burke was in a hitting slump. And he came up to me the next game and said his sister was listening on the internet in Louisville, and he was not in a hitting slump, and I needed to retract that.
Did you retract it?
I said he was in a funk, not a slump.
Okay, I've been in those before. Everybody has a funk.
Sure.
Trey Dyson, the hitter. Gamecocks down 1 here in the 5th. Again, Carolina's come back 17 times so far this season to pick up a win. There's a strike. Nice breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. You see his numbers: 0 for 1, a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. Is he due? You bet he is. He'll get a big serving of breaking balls. So there appears to be a fastball outside. Evens the count at 1-1.
Every time I see him stand up there, all I see is a replay of that grand slam on Friday night. He crushed that ball way over the right center field fence.
Nicholson, who's been a real workhorse today in this heat. Ball 2-1. Dyson won't get a lot of fastballs. If he gets them from Nicholson, they will be on the outside part of the plate and away. If you get it in his wheelhouse or in that small area, and he likes the ball low, then he'll lose it for you. Nicholson's numbers we'll get to here in just a minute. 2 strikeouts on the day. Here's Dyson's first hit. Goes the opposite way. So that is Carolina's 6th hit of the ball game. And the Gamecocks have a runner aboard with 1 down in the 5th.
So far for Devon Nicholson in 4 1/3 innings, given up 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. He's walked 3, struck out 2, and has thrown 75 pitches. 100 will be about his limit today.
Dyson single to left. Brings up Marcos Rios, the designated hitter. Pitch from Nicholson, swung on, fly ball, left field, back. Goodbye. Carolina gets the lead back in a 2-run homer by Marcos Rios. Trotting home first will be Dyson. Gets the skin from third base coach Jim Toman. Then here comes Rios. That's Rios' first home run of the season.
Well, he made it count, Charlie. He's certainly got a good pitch to hit. As anxious as he looks, I would have thought Nicholson might have started him off with an off-speed pitch, but he got something up over the inside part of the plate, and Rios deposited it over the left field fence. Really not much doubt about that from the time it left the bat. Moffett went back to the fence, and you could tell, as you see right there, he took a big cut at that one. Moffett goes back, looks up, and it's out of here.
Again, Marcos Rios with his first home run of the season. His 11th RBI. And he is one happy camper. He gets high fives from the ball boys and the rest of his teammates. And Carolina's back up 6-5.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Nicholson's pitch is a breaking ball that misses to Marcus McBeth, who's hitting .309 on the year. Marcus 1 for 1. Nicholson's pitch, low. It's 2-0. McBeth with a sacrifice fly picked up an RBI in the second. Then in the third, a double to left center drove in 2. McBeth with a 2-0 pitch hit into the hole between third and short. McBeth is on with 1 away in the Carolina fifth.
3 straight hits for the Gamecocks, and in this heat, Devon Nicholson looks to perhaps be losing a little bit of it, and with that, Marlyn Tisdale trots down to the Tennessee bullpen, and he'll begin warming up quickly. Wouldn't be surprised. John Massey's going to go out there right now and stall for some time, and my guess is when he gets back to the plate, you're going to see Randy Mazie do the same thing.
Chris Plummer will stand in, hitting .276 with 1 down here in the bottom of the fifth. We're glad you joined us today on this Mother's Day here in the Midlands of South Carolina on the campus of the University of South Carolina. There's a look at the bullpen at Tisdale.
Marlyn, good fastballs, had problems with control during his Tennessee career, but when he's on, he's 90 plus, and he can be pretty tough.
Nicholson will work out of the stretch with a runner on at first, McBeth, and the pitch is outside. It's 1-0 to Plummer, the third sacker. Plummer backs away, calls time momentarily. Plummer is a marketing major from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, junior college transfer. Was USC's top rookie in fall practice. Pitches inside. 2-0. Plummer's nickname is the Plum. Hobbies are playing the guitar, water skiing, hunting, and fishing. 2-0 count. Pitch on the way. Long fly ball out of play. Down the left side. And out of the park.
Probably hopes he won't be doing any of that hunting or fishing for several more weeks.
Right.
South Carolina is certainly one of the favorites to make it to Omaha. They've had just an incredible year, and watching them this weekend, it's been very easy to see why they've had that kind of success, because they've just executed almost to perfection all weekend.
Throw to first. Hack started off the inning, and he popped out to the shortstop. Then a single to left by Dyson, then the home run, 2-run job by Rios, and then McBeth on first with a single. Here's a long ball to left. Goodbye, Chris Plummer. Goes yard on Nicholson. It is a 2-run homer for Plummer, his 7th 4-bagger of the year.
And I think Nicholson definitely is feeling the effects of the heat. He's lost a little off that fastball. He's getting the ball up and over the plate. And twice this inning, once by Rios and now by Plummer, they have just tagged it. There was no doubt about that one. In fact, Plummer took just a moment at the plate to take a look at it before he took off around the bases. Those are really nice to get when you get to do that.
It's only, I mean, certainly the federal agencies
We would all love to play the guitar, but lessons cost hundreds of dollars and take way too much time. Now you can learn to play guitar at home in just minutes with
look out of that left eye. Were you throwing at the top of my head? I don't think so.
Well, if he was, he didn't move out of the way.
No, he didn't.
He just dug in
He
deeper.
was going to take that on the noggin, as you say, for the team. Now, fastball, I don't think he'd have stayed there. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit down the left field line. It is a fair ball. Here comes Brandon Pack around third and headed for home. The plate of the plate. Pack, and he's in there.
Well, Massey tried to decoy him right there. He acted like the ball wasn't coming, which Tennessee does a lot. And the relay from Stevie Daniel was just a little bit late. Daniel did a funny spin out in left field, and it slowed him down just enough to let Pack get in there.
Great play by Massey, and he almost got Pack.
And how about Rios? He is just ripping the ball. Here you see him rounding third. Now watch when you get Massey in the picture. He's acting like the ball's not coming at all. And then finally he does at the end. Of course, he has to when it does get there.
10-5 game. Carolina up with 2 down in the Gamecock 6. Here's McBeth hitting .312. Takes a delivery, swung on, fouled down the left field line.
Tennessee certainly needs to shut the door right here if they hope to get back in this game. And Brian Gates, I think, taking a stroll down to the bullpen, perhaps to loosen up. He's had a bad shoulder as well. It would be his first appearance in several weeks.
McBeth, sophomore, 6'1", 172-pounder, looks at an 0-1 pitch from Tisdale inside. 1-1, 2 down.
Massey better keep an eye on Rios, because John went after that just a little bit nonchalant, and Rios really thought about taking off. He was over halfway to third before he went back.
McBeth's brother James played baseball at Carson Newman, not too far from the University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Pitches inside.
Jefferson City, just right down the street. A pretty good sports program there, and football especially. Ken Sparks does an outstanding job.
2-1 is the count with 2 down. Rios on at second after doubling down the left field line and rattling it in the corner, getting Pack home. Swung on, foul back by McBeth. 2-2.
In fact, Carson Newman finished second in Division II this year. Had a huge lead in the fourth quarter and had a heartbreaking setback, but they've been in that national title game several times in the last decade.
McBeth, high school all-state player from Woodruff High School in Enoree, South Carolina. Stands in with the 2-2 pitch. Rios goes. Here's the play down at third, and got him easily. So, with that throw and the put out, we'll head on to the Tennessee 7th. The ball's down 5. Looking for a big comeback. Rios gunned down by Massey at third.
2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. 6 are now complete here.
Carolina with a 5 spot on Tennessee. Gamecocks with 11 hits and Tennessee with 10. The big sweep, and that's something Carolina has done a ton of times this year. 6 times to be exact.
Charlie, they swept Auburn early on in the year and then had a great streak of 5 in a row. Alabama, Mississippi State, Vandy, Kentucky, and Georgia. They lost, of course, 2 out of 3 at Arkansas last week, and now trying to make it sweep number 7 today against Tennessee.
Barber on. Replaces starter Spigner. Breaking pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Jeff Baumtrog, the volunteer center fielder. Second pitch is low. Evens the count at 1-1.
2 doubles, an RBI, a run scored. He has 3 extra base hits and had that home run Friday night to give Tennessee the 2-1 lead.
1-1 pitch is outside, 2-1. Got to make him feel awfully good about if this is indeed the end of the season, the way he's played, plus a lot of other young guys. Here's a pitch by Barber. Hit sharply to Meyer. Flips it to first. Dyson, 1 down.
Well, he hit that ball hard, but right at the shortstop. Baumtrog coming into this game today was hitting .378 in the Southeastern Conference game, second on the team to Jeff Christensen. I think 3rd or 4th in the conference.
For Tennessee,
Bybee will step up now for Tennessee.
number 13,
Al Bybee Jr., reserve catcher for the Volunteers, has been seeing a little bit more action of late as Massey's been kind of wearing out a little bit behind the plate. Bybee, a sophomore catcher out of Knoxville.
There's 1 down here in the Tennessee 7th. Volunteers down 5 to the #1 ranked Gamecocks. The pitch is in there for a strike from Barber on Bibey's first look.
His dad played for the Volunteers back in the 70s and is here today.
Pitch is low, misses, evens the count at 1-1.
Second generation Volunteer. He walked on, said there was no place he wanted to play but for the Big Orange.
Barber's pitch, a beautiful breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Barber has been so valuable to this team. Pitch is outside, wouldn't get Bibey to go for it. Evens the count at 2-2. We mentioned his record at 6-1. He's been solid as a starter. He's been very effective as a reliever. Swung on, fouled away by Bibey. Count stays at 2 apiece.
Just Bibey's 22nd plate appearance of the year. He does have 7 hits, comes in with a .333 batting average, so he's made the most of his opportunity.
2-2 pitch, breaking ball, a little nubber. Out to Barber, he'll turn and flip it over to Dyson, and they're 2 down. So Bibey rounds out to the pitcher Barber.
He got off the mound pretty well right there for a big guy at 6'4". Showed a lot of agility, made a nice easy play out of it.
Scott Barber, a junior right-hander, 6'4", a little over 200 pounds, physical education major from Belton, South Carolina. Played at Belton Honeypath High School. Favorite athlete is Nolan Ryan.
Pinch hitter for the Vols will be Ryan Case.
Ryan Case, who started the first 2 games at first base in this series for Tennessee.
Sure did. A junior first baseman out of Fair Oaks, California. A guy that's got an incredible piece of leather over at first. He has saved numerous errors for the Vols over there. He's had some problems with the bat, though. Has hit in the mid-200s.
Popped him up. Drifting over McHenry behind the bag at second. Makes the play to end the inning. So we move on to the Gamecock portion of the 7th. The home folks keep the 5-run lead. Tennessee moves Case into left field, replacing Moffett. There you see him getting some warm-up tosses. Again, Case opened up the first 2 games here in Columbia, starting at first base.
I've covered the Tennessee team all year. I've seen 40 games, the last 40, and I've never seen Ryan Case in the outfield, so that could be interesting. I think that's his first time out there, at least during a Southeastern Conference game. I can assure you it's his first time out there.
Marcus McBeth will lead off the inning. There's a look at the Tennessee bench. Guys in orange down 5 to Carolina. Again, Carolina trying to sweep Tennessee for the first time. Swept just about everybody else. McBeth 2 for 2, good day, single, double. There you see what he's done this afternoon. Takes the first pitch for a ball. I'd like to thank our stage manager, Karen Blackman. Brought us over here in the limo today. Had a lot of nice deli food and cold drinks. Thank you very much, Karen. Pitch by Tisdale is high, 2-0.
I want to know where I was with the deli sandwiches and the cold drinks.
Oh, you didn't get the limo treatment.
I didn't get the limo either, no.
Tisdale's pitch swung on and missed by Marcus McBeth. It's 2-1. Also like to thank our producer, Rick Fancher, coming all the way from Tampa, Florida. Great crew here today, and we really appreciate it. So does everyone, I'm sure, watching today. Here's the ball, and it's popped up by McBeth. Tisdale under it, says he'll take it, and he does for the first out of the inning. So McBeth pops out to the pitcher, Tisdale.
Don't see that happen very often. Kris Bennett came running in to call Tisdale off, but he was not giving way. He's going to take care of that one himself.
Chris Plummer with that open stance. Ready for the first delivery from Tisdale. Big fella throws a breaking pitch away. Bibey gets out there to make sure it doesn't glance off. 1-0. Plummer hitting .280 now. Pitch is high, 2-0.
I would like to echo what you said a moment ago. Some incredible pictures today for our viewers at home. Great job by the crew.
Got the 18. Tisdale's pitch swung on, hit into left. Case will get his first opportunity for a put out today, and he makes the play, and they're 2 down.
He handled that like a veteran. Good job for Ryan.
Jeffcoat will pinch hit now. Brian Jeffcoat, number 18, will take the place of John McHenry at second. Jeffcoat has had a very, very good year. An excellent fielding second baseman. Has been better with the bat here over the last month. Jeffcoat has started 16 games, hitting at a .257 clip with 18 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, 1 home run, and 6 RBI. Brian Jeffcoat. Junior from West Columbia, South Carolina, played at Lexington High School, was an all-state player. Byron Patrick Jeffcoat. Tisdale's pitch is swung on, fouled out of play down the right side. Carolina leads Tennessee in the 7th, 10-5. Gamecocks with 11 hits, the Volunteers with 10. Count is 0-1, and they're 2 down.
Gamecocks have outscored the Vols 33-9 in the 3 games so far this weekend.
Tisdale's pitch misses. Off-speed pitch inside. It's 2-1. Jeffcoat's father attended University of South Carolina. Pitch misses. Count goes to 3-1. His dad, Ronnie Jeffcoat. He has one brother, Brandon, and he loves to water ski and fish and weightlift. Tisdale winds, fires, no. Jeffcoat on with a walk. That will bring up the leadoff hitter, Nate Janowicz.
Checking Tennessee's record for the year and looking at their Southeastern Conference series, this the 33 runs scored so far by the Gamecocks, the most by any Southeastern Conference team against this Tennessee pitching staff, and the most by a considerable margin. I think the most before this, Arkansas scored 24 in the first series of the year.
Carolina with a 5-run lead. Nate Janowicz, senior, looks at a ball in the dirt. Bybee makes a nice play. Janowicz hitting .338. Carolina with a big 4 spot in the 5th inning and a 2 spot in the 6th. Pitch inside of Janowicz. It's 2-0. Again, Nate Janowicz had a terrific day at Kentucky not too long ago when he set a school record with 6 hits against the Wildcats.
You don't get 6 at bats very often, let alone 6 hits.
Tisdale's pitch swung on and missed by Janowicz. It's 2-1, 2 down in the Carolina 7th.
He might have been looking for home run number 6 right there. What do you think?
It's a good bet. He was.
I love his batting helmet. You see that big swing right there? He's got more pine tar on the top of his helmet than he's on the rag in the dugout.
He's got to tilt his chin down. It's top heavy. Tisdale's pitch swung on, grounded to first, and in for a single. And Janowicz will round first, check up, and then the lead runner Jeffcoat goes to third, and Carolina has runners at the corner with 2 down.
I guess you'd say that had eyes. Went just barely over the glove of Christensen and out just beyond the outstretched glove of Burke. See it right here.
Single to right. That's the second time today we've seen a seeing eye single.
It can happen. When you win 50 games, you have a few of them.
Big smile on the face of the senior Nate Janowicz. That'll bring up Drew Meyer, the shortstop.
Well, you know, normally that final home game is a sentimental day, but these Gamecocks realize they're going to be back here at Sarge Fry Field here in a couple of weeks, hosting a regional.
Meyer 0 for 4 today. Freshman out of Charleston, South Carolina. Tisdale's pitch is wide. 1-0. Meyer hitting .308.
Tisdale showing that wildness that we talked about earlier. He just has problems from time to time finding the strike zone, likes to overthrow, and he doesn't need to. He throws it pretty hard to start with.
Out of the stretch with runners at first and third and 2 down in the 7th. Pitch misses outside. It's 2-0. 5'11", 183-pound freshman shortstop out of Charleston, as we mentioned, and Bishop England High School, South Carolina Player of the Year, U.S. Junior National Team member, second-round draft pick of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Swings, hits it toward right field, and it'll be caught to end the inning. So, we finish 7 now and move on to the Tennessee, on to the Tennessee 8th, and Carolina's up 5. Tennessee, and even though they're down 5 runs, that youngster right there, their fine second baseman, has had one heck of a year.
He has, Charlie, and coming up, he'll be the second batter in this inning for the Vols, and it's a fairly pressure-packed at-bat, because Burke, if he gets a base hit, I believe, and I'll have to double-check the average, I believe he'll hit 400 for the year, and if he gets a base hit, he will tie Jeff Pickler for the single-season hit mark of 109. He has 2 today, that gives him 108, so fairly pressure-packed at-bat for Mr. Burke coming up.
Got a new pitcher on the hill, number 6, Jamie Poston, one of the 4 seniors with an ERA of 4.74 and a 3-0 record. His 22nd appearance this afternoon. He's thrown just over 24 innings, given up 33 hits, 15 runs, 13 earned runs, thrown just 3 base on balls, and he struck out 23.
Poston's 83rd appearance of his South Carolina career, and his 3rd this weekend. He's a workhorse.
He'll come sidearm most of the time. There's the first delivery, swung on, fouled out of play. It's 0-1 to Kris Bennett, the Tennessee third baseman. Jamie Poston, Shane Nelson, the 2 co-captains for this team. Out of Lugoff, South Carolina, another sidearm delivery. Breaking pitch misses. Evens the count at 1-1. Bennett hitting .329 for Tennessee. A good look at Poston there. Breaking ball hit into center field. McBeth comes on. He'll make the play in shallow center for the first out of the inning.
Well, he's got great speed. You could just see him break on that ball. Looked for a minute like it might fall in, but he got there in time to wait on it.
McBeth, Shakespeare. All these guys love to play the game, and it certainly shows. Poston, the Carolina pitcher out of high school, the player of the year, 95-96 season. Pitches away, and it's 1-0.
Right now, Burke just wants to make sure that he gets something to hit. Hopes Poston won't nibble around and walk him, because he really wants to swing that bat right here.
Misses. It's 2-0.
His average currently at .399, so one hit right here will push him over the top.
Poston's pitch. Swung on, high, bounding ball to Meyer. He's got the gun. He lets it fly, but Burke is safe. Those great wheels get him down there. Meyer's got a big-time arm, but because that ball was hit so high, it gave Burke a couple of extra steps to get down the line, and he can't get it going down the line. He's safe. That's a record. Infield hit. That's a record.
Boy, what a gun. I didn't think he even had a play, and he made it a bang-bang at first, but Burke gets in there. That's a base hit, an infield hit, and he has now tied Jeff Pickler for first place for Tennessee in a single season. 109 base hits this year.
That is incredible. Here's Poston's pitch. A breaking ball is there to Stevie Daniel, the shortstop. Burke on at first with 1 down in the Tennessee 8th, and the Gamecocks ahead 10-5. Poston from the stretch. Swung on, foul off by Daniel.
Want to add a little more drama? If Burke were to steal second and third, he'd tie Daniel for the single-season stolen base mark. He's 2 behind right now.
I think Daniel's pulling for it.
Probably going to swing every time he goes.
0-2 pitch from Poston. It is way outside. It's 1-2.
Of course, if Daniel were to reach, then he'd be able to maybe double steal with Burke, and then he'd still be 1 ahead.
Burke got a pretty good lead over there at first base. Let's see if Poston throws. No, he'll come to the plate. Breaking ball, swung on. Play by Plummer, drops it, takes it back up. And so Daniel is on. So now Tennessee with Runners on first and second here in the 8th inning. And just one down, and stepping to the plate will be Christensen.
They're going to give him an error at third base. That'll be the first error of the day. The crowd doesn't like the call. Stevie Daniel doesn't like it either. He'd like to have that base hit.
But it was an error.
Yeah, it was.
He had a ball in his mitt to throw and couldn't hang on to it, which is rare for Plummer. Poston wheels, throws a second. Meyer gets Burke back, but keeps him honest.
Burke drives.
You better keep him honest.
He drives pitchers crazy. He really does, and it's been beneficial for Tennessee because it makes them change their concentration.
There goes Burke trying to steal third. Pack's throw down is off the mark, and Burke got a heck of a jump. Steals second. You got the double steal, and Daniel moves on. So runners at second and third for Tennessee with one down in the 8th.
Daniel with that steal now increases the record for Tennessee to 58 stolen bases in a year, and Burke with that one gets his 56 as you see them both go right there.
Poston checks a runner at third. Breaking pitch is right there in the corner, and it's 1-1. Jeff Christensen, number 2 hitter for the Tennessee Volunteers, came in with a .361 average, now at .355. Poston out of the stretch, 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled up. Plummer drifts back, has to get by the third base umpire and makes the play with ease, and it's 2 down.
Like a linebacker going through there. Third base umpire Wayne Halbrook kind of got in a situation where he didn't know which way to go, so he just let the third baseman run through him. Good shot of him right there.
So 2 away. Brandon Hopkins hitting .322, stands in, hits from the left side, trying to get his teammates home to cut into that Carolina 5-run lead. The pitch is outside to him from Poston. It's 1-0. Tennessee with 11 hits. Gamecocks with 12, and Plummer just committed the first error of the game. Swung on, hit hard to second. Jeff Cote, easy play, flips to Dyson, inning over. Now it's on to the Gamecock 8th, and the home folks still with that 5-run lead and hoping to get their first sweep ever of Tennessee, but still some work to do. There you see a shot of Scott Barber, who was relieved by Jamie Poston. If things go as planned, Barber will pick up the win, and there's a shot of Scott Barber. I tell you what, I wish he'd share that ice with us. And sitting beside him is sports psychologist Dr. Ron Casper. A wonderful article in the local paper just this week on him and how much he means to this team. And these players really appreciate it. Again, wish there'd be some way we could get some of that ice.
Barber looks like the abominable snowman over there or something.
Brennan Dees will lead it off in the Gamecock 8th. His team with a 5-run lead. Dees hitting .330, did not start the game. Shane Nelson, one of the 4 seniors, did in right field. Tisdale breaking pitch, a beauty. For strike 1.
Yeah, Dees got hit by a pitch his first time up against Tisdale, stole a base and scored a run.
Another breaking pitch and another great pitch by Tisdale.
When he gets the curveball over, he is a tough pitcher to hit.
0-2 pitch to Dees, leadoff hitter here in the 8th for Carolina. Excuse me, swing. Count stays at 0-2.
In fact, that stolen base by Dees made him a perfect 12-12 on the year. You don't see that very often.
Gamecocks came in with 72 stolen bases out of 91 attempts. Tisdale misses outside on a breaking pitch. It's 1-2.
Compare that to Tennessee with now well over 210. It's an amazing difference. This Tennessee team has just outdistanced the entire pack by over 100 stolen bases.
Of course, Carolina leads the league in home runs. Helps counter that. Here's a single. Past third for Brennan Dees. He'll go to second and easily have a stand-up double. leadoff hitter on for Carolina here in the Gamecock 8th.
No doubt you take second on Ryan Case. Not only is he normally an infielder, but he's coming off shoulder problems, which has certainly hampered his throwing throughout the year. And from deep in the corner, no way he's going to throw out the speedy Dees at second, as we watch right here. Great balance, just turns on that ball and rips it right down the line.
Or you're talking about watching the ball hit the bat and hitting it where it's pitched. That's exactly what he did. That brings up the catcher, Brandon Pack. As you see, Dees glide into second. Nobody out here in the Gamecock 8th. USC with a 10-5 lead on Tennessee. Pack hitting at .330. Pitches outside to him.
You know, Charlie, going into this series, I know Coach Tanner was looking to overcome that 2 out of 3 losses at Arkansas last week and get his team back on track. And, boy, they are hitting on all cylinders right now heading to the tournament.
Here's the 1-0 pitch out of the stretch. Swung on, missed by Pack. It's 1-1. Brandon Pack, a sociology major out of Salt Lake City, Utah. You saw his parents earlier who made the long trek. Junior 6'3", 212. Went to Esperanza High School in California and then Cypress Junior College. A Dean's List member. Tisdale's pitch swung on, hit into center field by Pack, and here comes Dees rounding third, and the throw from center field, and Dees slides in for Carolina's 11th run of the ball game. And another RBI for Brandon Pack, and hit number 14 for the Gamecocks.
Boy, Pack just keeps doing it, Charlie. Nothing but just solid hitting right there. Took it right back through the box. Baumtrog, who's thrown out a couple of guys in this series, had some bad luck there as his throw hit on the downside of the mound and sent the ball rolling toward the plate instead of on a bounce. And you can see Pack was even jammed on that pitch and fought it off. A little bit of a metal bat hit. And there you see the runner streaking toward the plate. Massey trying to block it, but he got in plenty of time.
Dyson will be the hitter.
Pinch runner in the game for South Carolina. It's going to be number 15, Steve Thomas.
Thomas, a transfer. Breaking pitch is outside.
The sophomore from Florida, getting his first action of the day.
Steve Thomas, redshirted in '99, transferred here in the fall of '98 from the University of North Carolina, Asheville. He played one season under Bill Hilliard. Pitch swung on, popped over short. Case will come on, and Daniel gives way. Case makes the play. 1 down. That'll bring up Marcos Rios, who really brought this crowd to its feet as he hit his first home run of the season, a 2-run job. Back in the 5th inning. That's inning Carolina scored 4. 3 for 4, a double, a home run, and 3 RBI.
Seems to be a real crowd favorite here.
Tisdale from the stretch. Thomas on at first. Pinch running for Pack. Ball is outside. It's 1-0. Marcos Rios, born Marcos Armando Rios at Hayward, California. Twice drafted by the Astros in the 42nd round and 29th rounds in 96, 97. Fouls it out of play. Favorite actor is Robin Williams.
Imagine that.
It's a fit.
It is.
I told you Marcos was.
It really is.
Hyper young man, very intense, very funny. Just a shade off center.
It's a great caricature too, which I believe done by one of your players.
Stephen Whetstone, one of the pitchers for Carolina, has done all these caricatures on the media guy. Pitch was very close to Rios. He just stood there.
I love the glare too. You know, there's no back down in this guy.
There've been a couple of those from Rios today.
There has.
Got one of those barbed wire tattoos on the arm. We see they're so popular nowadays. That's a strike. It's 2-2.
What is the deal with that anyway?
Actually, he's got one on each arm. And he's got some guns on him.
He does. He's going to stretch
got a little
him out.
pine tar up on that helmet as well. Just like Janowicz. Here's a pitch from Tisdale. Breaking pitch, hit to third. Bennett goes to second. On to first. The relay is in time, and the side is retired. Gamecocks pick up a run here in the 8th and lead now by 6, 11-5. We'll move on to the 9th, and Carolina will try to shut it down and pick up win number 50 and sweep the Vols for the first time ever. And welcome back, everybody. Carolina with a 6-run lead on Tennessee and trying to close out this series and get the first sweep ever of the Volunteers and pick up, as we said before the break, their 50th win of the season. And for the home folks here, it would be SEC win number 25. And that, of course, would break, as we mentioned, Tennessee's record.
Now, Tennessee had really hoped today to be able to preserve at least a part of that record and hoped that they could take things into their own hands to get that done. They put up a pretty good fight for about half the game, but this South Carolina team has so many weapons, and they're playing so well and with so much confidence. I think that's a huge key right now for this club as they head to Birmingham next week for the SEC tournament as the number 1 seed. And this team just looks to me to be playing pretty well right now.
Jamie Poston will face Justin Parker. First pitch swung on, hit into left field. Janowicz drifts back to the warning track, to the wall, and makes the catch. Or did he? No, it's out of there. Janowicz fakes like he caught it and takes his left arm like he's throwing it back in.
He got you.
But it's out of the yard, and it's a home run for Parker.
I thought he had it, too. That was a heck of a job of fooling everybody right there. 4th homer of the year for Justin Parker as he takes it the other way. As we look at the tournament, South Carolina looking for their first-round opponent. It's looking like it's going to be the Kentucky Wildcats as they're leading Vandy in the bottom of the 8th, 9-1, and Ole Miss is losing as we watch the home run swing right here by Parker as he goes the other way on that fastball away.
It's up against the Hardy sign, which is a red sign, and very hard to see the ball. Here's a single over the third baseman by Baumtrog, and Janowicz, being the character he is, faked like he had caught the ball and threw it in.
He sure did. I tell you what, good look at Jeff Baumtrog right there. He's had an outstanding year as a senior out of Germantown, Tennessee.
Bybee, the hitter who replaced Massey not too long ago, looks at a breaking pitch for a strike from Jamie Poston.
As I was mentioning, Arkansas is defeating Ole Miss at Oxford 8-0, and that will allow Kentucky, if those scores stand, to pass by the Rebels.
Breaking pitch. Poston misses. It's 1-1. Thought that one might hit Bybee.
Yeah. South Carolina's first-round opponent in Birmingham then would be the Kentucky Wildcats.
Keith Madison's squad really having a very solid year. Poston checks the runner at first, delivers, and it's low. Timmy Whittaker is the new Carolina catcher. It's 2-1. Nobody out. Parker delivers a solo shot for Tennessee into the alley in left center, some 325. They have gone 330, 335.
Arkansas certainly finishing the year in style. They're going to win 4 out of their last 6 conference games.
Poston's pitch. And there's a walk to Bybee. So runners at first and second with nobody down. Carolina with a 5-run lead, 11-6. And that will bring up the left fielder Case. And so now Wesley goes to the bullpen for the Carolina Gamecocks. Big right-hander. There's the conference on the mound with pitching coach Jerry Myers. You got to be careful. 5-run lead with aluminum bats can go away very, very quickly. And Tennessee has opened up this inning with a home run and a single. Nobody down. Case hitting .254 for Tennessee. Started 60 games on the year, mainly at first base. Has 2 home runs, 1 triple, 14 doubles. Pitch from Poston, swung on, fouled out of play down the left side.
Case has basically been a glove man for Tennessee this year. We mentioned a little bit earlier doing a great job at first base. The player warming up, the pitcher for South Carolina right now, is John Wesley in the bullpen.
Poston out of the stretch, checks the runner at second, turns, bluff. Brian Case getting ready for the 0-1 pitch from Poston. Here it is, swung on, hit into the hole. Meyer makes a nice play, flips it to second. Great play, and there's the put out to Jeffcoat. Boy, Meyer had to really deliver that ball very quickly, and he threw it off his back foot. And he gets one down.
A great team's got to have a great shortstop, and I'll tell you what, that was a big league play right there, and he got Bybee with a lot to spare. We'll watch it again right here.
And Jeffy doesn't rush it either. He wants it to be in control and right to Jeffcoat's chest, and that's what he does. That's tough play.
Didn't even make a backhanded stop on it. Got there in time to field it, straight on, and then made a nice snap throw.
Kris Bennett stands in, hitting .328. One down here in the Tennessee ninth. Carolina with a 5-run lead, 11-6. Runners at the corners. Poston's pitch, breaking ball, hit the third. Plummer boots it. Picked up by Meyer, and a run will cross the plate on the error by Plummer, his second of the day. Baumtrog scores, and now it's an 11-7 game.
I think you'll go ahead and give an RBI on that one, despite the error to the third baseman. The run would have scored anyway, and that's going to probably be all for Poston.
So here comes relief out of the Carolina bullpen.
That RBI for Kris Bennett, I believe, will give him 60 on the year, which puts him in some pretty lofty company as far as Tennessee is concerned.
John Wesley, big 6'6", 225-pound sophomore righty from Westbury, New York, due to college transfer, will come on in relief. Wesley's numbers, ERA just over 4. His record is 2-1. This is his 15th appearance on the season. Pitched just over 17 innings, given up 14 hits, 8 runs, all 8 earned, 11 base on balls, and he struck out 23. So Wesley is on. Well, for a lot of folks here who are sitting in a pretty comfortable situation, slightly comfortable now, but only slightly. Just one down here in the Tennessee ninth, and what was a 5-run lead is now diminished to 11-7 for the home team.
And Chris Burke, who got that record tied the last time up with the infield hit, probably at that point didn't figure he was going to get up again. He now comes to the plate with a chance to set the record all by himself, and his average now at .401 on the year. So probably will still finish at .400 even if he were to make it out in this situation. But I'll guarantee you the competitiveness of this guy, that's not even on his mind right now. The only thing he wants to do is try to help his team pick up a win to end the year.
Burke, one of the great shortstops in America, and just a puppy. Excuse me, second baseman Daniel, of course, is a tremendous shortstop as well. Pitch by Wesley is outside, 1-0. 11-7 Carolina with one down in the ninth, and Tennessee with runners on at first and second. Burke looks at a 1-0 pitch from Wesley. Pitch is in there and fouled out of play. Evens the count at 1-1.
There's something you have to watch with Chris Burke as well. He can take the ball deep. Normally it's not what he's looking to do, but if he turns on one, he can take it out. He's got 4 round trippers on the year, and 3 of those have come in the last 3 weeks. We saw him lace one up the middle earlier that I don't think anybody could have gotten in front of and survived. Wesley's pitch. Breaking ball misses to Whittaker, and it's 2-1. Again, runners at first and second. We're in the Tennessee ninth. Wesley's pitch swung on, fouled down the left side. Exactly what I was telling you. You've tried to sneak one inside on him, and he's got the bat speed to rip it to left. We mentioned earlier in the telecast, going to get a chance to try out for Team USA, which is really going to be a great opportunity for him later on in the summer. And also has a pretty good shot at making the All-SEC team. So will Drew Meyer, the Carolina shortstop. 2-2 count, one down. Wesley checks the runner at second, throws it. Whittaker knocks it down, and it's full at 3-2. I tell you what, if Burke gets the pass and the bases are jammed, then you're going to see some nervous folks. Like you say, with the aluminum bat, you're one swing away. 3-2 pitch to Burke.
Here it is, grounded to second. Jeff Coates tags the bag, throws the first. Game over. Carolina defeats the Tennessee Volunteers here in Columbia today, 11-7, picking up their 50th win. And in SEC play, breaking the record held previously by Tennessee, 25th Southeastern Conference win. There's Rod Delmonico and Ray Tanner congratulating each other, longtime friends, two excellent coaches, as we mentioned. Open of the broadcast, Delmonico, 95 named the National Coach of the Year, and Ray Tanner, I'm not speaking out of turn here. I don't think it's any question. He is definitely the odds-on favorite to do that this time.
Well, I don't know who else gets it, that's for sure. 7th sweep of the year for this Gamecock team, and in a conference with the great teams of the Southeastern Conference, and especially going on the road for several of those, it just shows what a quality group this is, and they are a team. They really work together well. They've got great pitching. They've got solid defense and timely hitting, and that's pretty much a formula to go a long way. And the Gamecocks, I think, certainly with a great shot at winning that tournament in Birmingham next week.
And this is home win number 33 for the Carolina Gamecocks. We're coming right back at you in just a moment.